Hey everyone, it's Pastor Sarah and I'm back again with another season of my vlog, Faith at Home, Not Alone. And I think we're going to have a great season together. I want to really use this as a time to encourage you as parents. I've found that there's a lot of parents, even if they were raised in a Christian home, that didn't have faith modeled for them on an everyday basis. So this is not meant to be a guilt trip or to shame you or in any way discourage you. It's really meant to be a resource for you and just some of my thoughts, my experiences, things that I've been learning as I also grow as a parent, and just want to pass on to you. And I would really love to hear any of your thoughts or ideas as well. So this isn't meant to be either all that there is to know or do, so it's meant really as a resource for you. So I've got my trusty sidekick here. He likes to be with me. And this month I wanted to talk about how do we begin well. This is kind of an exciting time of the year. Everybody's going back to school and different activities and things are starting up. It can get really busy. I know even though mine are getting older and a little more independent, we're still having to juggle cars and schedules and work schedules and different activities. So it is definitely a busy time. I also love just the seasonal changes, the change in colors, the change in the air, and there's a shift happening. But for all the excitement and new things, that can also bring some anxiety. We can be both happy and sad at the same time, especially as our kids let go of maybe more of the freedom of summer or some of the excitement that they had over the summer and starting school. As parents, there might be some things that we really enjoy and some things that we dread about the school year. So we kind of hold all these things in tension at times. There can be a lot of energy that we put into helping our kids get ready and also spending money as we get all their school supplies, new clothes, other things that they need maybe for some of their activities. We are starting to develop new habits and routines as we begin all these things. But one of the things that I want to talk about today is, are we being intentional in the midst of all of that about having some good faith habits? Are we intentionally building in some faith routines as well as all the other things? And I'll confess, sometimes I haven't been intentional about this. Sometimes the urgency of all that has to happen takes over. And I don't remember to take time to pray or spend time with my kids in some of those things. So I think it is important, though, to pause and to really be intentional about it. It's not something that we're just going to kind of do on our own. We do have to think it through. We do have to plan it. And then some of those spontaneous moments may happen as well. So thinking about different times of the day with your children, and thinking through what's the best time for us as a family. Maybe it's the morning and you want to really send your child off in a great way, having had maybe a devotional or a time of prayer together. Maybe it's when they come home from school and you just have that time to maybe get a snack and chill out together and just talk through how the day went. Maybe it's more at supper time and your family's able to have a regular meal together, which is another great, even aside from having a devotion together, eating together as a family is a huge benefit for your family and your children. So maybe supper time's the best time. Maybe it's bedtime. That's the space that you you're going to have that regular time with the kids to have some conversations, maybe read a Bible story together or pray together. So think through first, what time of the day do I know? And maybe it's just one, maybe there's a few of those that you want to target. So again, being flexible in allowing yourself to say, okay, we're going to try this and we're going to see what works. I think about a Psalm 139 in the Bible, and this is from the Message version. It says, "I'm an open book to you. Even from a distance, you know what I'm thinking. You know when I leave and when I get back. I'm never out of your sight. You know everything I'm going to say before I start the first sentence. I look behind me and you're there. Then up ahead and you're there too. Your reassuring presence coming and going." So I think of that phrase, the psalmist says, reassuring presence. We want our kids to know that God's reassuring presence is with them wherever they are, at the school, whether they're at school doing activities or even at home, that God is with them. There's another part further on, verse 11 to 12. It says, "Then I said to myself, oh, he even sees me in the dark. At night, I'm immersed in light. It's a fact. Darkness isn't dark to you. Night and day, darkness and light, they're all the same to you." So there may be times that our children are feeling scared or alone. It could be at school or somewhere else. Again, even if they're feeling excited about things, they might even still be feeling nervous or anxious about them. And we want them to know that Jesus sees them and he's with them wherever they are. We want to create this intentional time every day where we can remind them of that. Thinking through what are some of the things that we can do. So first of all, we're being intentional and thinking, what time of the day can I be pausing with my child to do something that's going to encourage them, help them grow in their faith, some way that we can connect together with them. So once we've chosen those times, what are some different things that we can do together? Well, some easy things are getting a children's version of the Bible and reading some of the stories, starting with the Gospels is great. Stories of Jesus, and just reflecting on who Jesus is and getting to know him more. Another thing is praying together. And I would encourage you can try some prayers that are already written. But I would also encourage just naturally praying for what's going on in the day, and encouraging your child, if they feel comfortable, to pray as well. It doesn't have to be long, it doesn't have to be a specific way, it's just talking to Jesus. So encouraging that. Another thing is memorizing Bible verses together. And again, this could be just one short verse, or you could try tackling a passage like Psalm 23, or maybe from Ephesians 6, the armor of God, or something like that. And one of the ways that kids and some adults, I know I'm one, that I like to have actions when I'm memorizing. There's something about the way we move when we're moving and doing actions. It actually helps us to remember things better. So I can still remember a verse that I taught my oldest son when he was a toddler, because I was teaching him actions. So I can still remember that. Practicing gratitude together is another great practice. And that can be something as simple as, okay, everybody, maybe around the supper table, everybody say 2 or 3 things that they're thankful for. And it doesn't have to be anything profound. It could be as much as, I'm thankful that I have broccoli and not peas for supper. I'm thankful that I got to sit with my best friend at school. Could be whatever it is. And even parents, I encourage you to participate as well, because we're modeling it, right? We're doing it with them. Family devotions are another great way to be practicing faith. And again, this could be any time of the day. You can get some great books that have devotions. The YouVersion Bible app is a free app, and they have devotions for families and children on there. Another free app for families is called Lectio 365 Family. And that's actually one that I've been doing with our family, and I'll get the boys to take turns reading part of it. you could have the whole family each take a part to read, and that's another free resource that's really good. I just want to talk too really quick about the prayer, because there are different ways that we can pray. As I mentioned, there's some prayers that we can memorize, like the Lord's Prayer, or some other ones maybe from different church traditions. But there's also something called a breath prayer, and that's a very simple prayer where we add it with a breathing technique. So we can breathe in through our nose, nice and slow, and breathe out through our mouth. And this is actually a way that helps us to calm down. It helps our brain if we're really anxious or feeling wired or in a state of heightened emotion. It can help our brains just to be able to calm down and think more. So we're using a very useful breathing technique. But we can also pray something simple like, the Lord is my shepherd, I have everything I need. Or, God loves me, and I love God. Something very simple like that. And we're just doing that, and we're repeating it a few times. And that's something that your child could practice even at school. They don't have to say it out loud. It can be something they say in their head or their heart. And it can be a tool that they have to use throughout their day. So these are just a few ideas, and I'm sure there's many more. I'd love to hear if you have any that you do at home, that you do with your children, or maybe some that you grew up with, that your parents did, that were really helpful. So I encourage you to share those in the chat here. You're welcome to email me, Sarah at onthejourney.ca, and love to hear from you. And yeah, just think about and pray and ask God to show you. If you're finding this really challenging, you can ask Him to help you with this, and trust that He is going to help you. So my prayer for you is that you're encouraged, that the start of the school year goes well in all its ups and downs, that overall you just see God's hand at work in your life, in your children's lives, and that you're all growing together in your faith. Yeah, so if this video has been an encouragement to you, I encourage you to hit the like button. You can also subscribe if you want more videos to be popping up, and also share it with someone that you think it could be an encouragement to. So I hope this is an encouragement to you. And yeah, I'd love to continue the conversation. If you want to email me, Sarah at onthejourney.ca, or if you want to comment on the video, love to hear those. And just remember, we're doing Faith at Home, but we're not alone. We have each other, we have a community of faith, and most of all, we have our loving Heavenly Father who parents us and leads us and teaches us what it means to be parents who are growing to be more like Him.